It's been a real spring tease, but the rain is back. Don't worry, we're going to bring the sunshine. New Day Northwest starts right now.
It's a new day.
Now, from the Virginia Mason Franciscan Health Studio at King 5 in downtown Seattle, this is New Day Northwest.
Good morning and welcome to Faux Spring. That's right, we tell it like it is here on New Day Northwest. I'm Kelly Hansen, and once again, Mother Nature is messing with us. King 5 meteorologist Rich Marriott is here to dash our dreams of an early spring, but comes with good news, later sunsets. Hello, good morning, Rich.
Good morning. Sunsets are easier to forecast than the weather, that's for sure.
Okay, so we're getting cold again because it's been so nice and so sunny.
Yeah, well, not real cold.
Okay.
Yesterday it was really beautiful. I mean, it felt like spring was here, but it's still actually 17 days away. But it's getting closer, so we'll have more nice days like that. But yeah, the next couple of days we're going to cool back to our normal highs, which really aren't too bad. Low to mid 50s. That's kind of where we sat most of the winter.
I know, and I want to talk about that because fake spring is definitely a thing here for us here in the Washington state, but we really didn't get a lot of cold weather this winter. What can you tell us?
No, we really didn't. We never really had any stretches where we had Arctic air come down out of the interior of Canada and freeze us up, and it stayed pretty mild. And part of that you kind of saw way back in January. The plants started coming out early this year. I saw cherry trees, ones that normally bloom in the middle of February, blooming in the middle of January, which is kind of crazy.
It is so crazy. And since we can't get an early spring, though, I want to talk about sunsets, which I touched on. We're getting later sunsets are coming. What's happening?
Well, they've been inching along, but actually Thursday we'll have our first one at 6 o'clock or a little bit after 6 o'clock. So that's exciting. But 3 days later on Sunday, we spring forward to daylight saving time, which means Sunday night, sunset will be after 7 o'clock. And then it just goes from there. In the middle of April, it'll be after 8, and early June after 9, and then in July it will never set.
Oh, we've made it. Is March your favorite month to, check on the weather? Because it can be so different with the rain, the sun, or do you have a favorite month?
I love March because everything starts to bloom, and really, I mean, Seattle and Puget Sound are basically a flower show from now through maybe mid to late July. Just things bloom. I mean, I love going for walks around neighborhoods and just seeing all the plants and flowers that are out just blooming. It's great.
It really is. Rich, you're great. Thank you so much for being here this morning and telling us all about the later sunsets. I'm putting that on my calendar right away. And with Mother Nature's confusion, it certainly makes March one of the hardest months to figure out what to wear. It's winter and spring, it's wet and sunny, but luckily we have stylist Darcy Camden to get us through this transitional fashion period. Hello.
Good morning. This is the hardest month to dress for of the entire year.
Yes.
And just what we talked about, Rich Marriott with the perfect fashion segment set up, because the weather really makes it incredibly hard. We are tired of our sweaters, but it's too early to put them away. We want something new that feels invigorating to our closets, but we have to think practically to get through this crazy weather month.
I know you want to look fashionable, but you also don't want your hair to be soaking from, all the rain. Clearly today, I'm confused. I thought it was spring. You are in your winter best. It's March.
Totally.
What can I say?
Welcome to March in the Pacific Northwest.
What are your clients wanting too this month?
They're wanting a little bit of something new to just feel alive again, to get them through to the warmer days. But we have to be realistic that it's not actually warm yet. We're not doing tank tops and short sleeves and summer dresses. That's months away. And so we want to be practical and versatile. And most of my clients are asking for something that they can buy now, wear now, and then wear into the summer. And that's a lot harder than you think. But I have some tips and some pieces from out in the wild that I think check a lot of those boxes.
Okay, so some transitional pieces.
Yes, things you can buy now, wear later, get a lot of use out of, that are affordable and, in stores right now.
Okay, capsule pieces that are transitional. I love it. You put some outfits together like you always do. We have some models. We're starting with problem number 1. I want a dress to wear now and in the summer.
Yes, this is genuinely hard. So if you're having trouble finding something that does this, that's correct. Most dresses are either summer or they're like a sweater dress for the winter. But COS COS, which is a new store that opened a couple of months ago at Bellevue Square, the Bellevue Collection. Pro tip, if you're bored of your closet and you want something new, maybe go to a store that you've never been to before.
Yeah.
And so if you shop all the same places all the time, you know, it can get a little bit boring. And so COS has this great dress. It's a 2-piece dress. I have it styled here with a jacket also from COS and a boot. But you could wear it easily into the summer, you know, just with a sandal. It comes in another color. It's very lightweight. It would be perfect for travel. You could also, even to more transition it, you could do it with a sneaker and a jean jacket. Yeah. It has pockets. Cue all the ladies being like, yay! It's really comfortable. It's affordable. And I put a scarf on it. I want to just really quickly teach everybody like a new way to tie their scarves.
Yay, I love when you do demos.
Okay, so if that scarf was like a big square that we rolled into like a line, or you could use something that just already is a long line like this. And so you put it around and through. Okay, and then these come around. You come forward, you twist it, you make a little hole.
Yeah.
This side goes in.
I'm with you so far.
This other side goes in, and then you just kind of yank it like this, and it's more of like a necktie.
Yeah.
And it works with a bigger scarf. Neckties on women's looks, I'm feeling it. It's really cool, and it stays laid down, and you can wear it inside a lot easier than like something that wraps all around your neck.
That's so chic. Thank you for teaching us a new way to tie our scarf,
Isn't that cool?
darling.
Okay.
And thank you to our gorgeous model.
COS, really affordable. I mean, that's a good one. This is not a sponsored segment, but I genuinely think that people should go check that out.
I've seen it at Bellevue Square. Problem 2, I want to look nice, but the weather is so nasty.
Ugh,
I feel
isn't that the way?
to my core.
So I think it starts with shoes, and when the weather's like lightening up a little bit, maybe we want to put away our rain boots, but you still need a good amount of coverage. I'm feeling really inspired by Love Story, the Carolyn Bessette and John F. Kennedy show on Hulu. If you need some inspiration, fashion inspiration,
everything she wears.
I know, but she's doing a lot of loafer. It's Calvin Klein in the 90s, and I love that as a flat option this time of year because you can still get a little sock in. And you know, I always say like when in doubt, like build an outfit from the ground up, starting with a shoe. So I love a little loafer. Then I had a client recently ask me about jeans, and they said, is there such thing as like a wide but slim? And I thought about it for a second. It's like someone asking me like, is there a tank top with sleeves? But I was like, let me get back to you. And I did find J. Crew has a slim wide, and it's stretchy and it's comfortable. It's a great update. I love it. There's a blue colorway too. I did it in a black because I thought, oh, that's a really great way to just sort of like, you're replacing leggings, and so now you're a little bit more dressed. And then we have to talk about my favorite hero piece for March. Okay, this is something called...
Is this the big reveal?
A hairbrella. Has anybody ever heard of hairbrella? It's like an infinity scarf that you wear around, and then you pull it up, and boom, it is a rain hood. So
chic, the coolest. I'm obsessed.
Most of the jackets right now, even rain jackets, supposed rain jackets, like this great sort of cropped trench coat, they don't have a hood.
No.
So they do nothing for us on a rainy day.
Exactly.
Enter hairbrella. It looks like this. I'm holding up just what it looks like. You can roll it up. You can have it in your purse. I keep one in my car.
Oh, that's
They had
smart.
a deal. We'll have a link to it so that everyone can get a couple of them.
Never wanted to run faster to order something in my life.
And it has like a rain lining, so it really is made for like rain, or I wore it the other day when it was kind of like weird ice pelting from the sky. It was perfect. Comes in color. So any jacket that you get, we complain a lot about, you know, jackets not having hoods. Now, every jacket that you have can have a hood. And it's also really easy to wear like as a scarf.
Right.
I wear it sometimes when it's not raining yet, but it will for a little bit later. And so you can kind of up, down, perfect for March.
The fact that I thought that was just a scarf when the model walked out, and then the big reveal. I'm jaw to the floor. That's amazing. Thank you so much. So excited for that. Problem number 3, I need something affordable that can give my whole wardrobe a style boost right now. What do you recommend?
Something I've been saying to clients and around our office is like the easiest way to like reinvigorate your tops is to get one new pair of pants. So if you think about it, like adding a pant that is like a different color or a different shape, and then you tuck your shirts differently, your outfits come together a little bit differently. And so I love, there's a store called Mango, there's one at Alderwood, there's also one at Bell Square, and they're online too. They have this pant, it's a denim, and it's their culotte pant. And it fits everybody, and they have several colors. They're almost all of them are on sale right now. It's under $100 regularly. It's like a $90 pant, but most of them are on sale for around $50. Really comfortable, good quality. It's long, and the bottom of it is just like a cut, like a literal cut. So if you wanted to shorten it a little bit, just with your own scissors, super easy. And then I want to point out her trench coat, which is from Abercrombie & Fitch.
Abercrombie's having a comeback.
And I often think of Abercrombie as the new Forever 21 just because I think they're only designing for people who are in their 20s. But usually they have one piece a season that breaks through, and I think it's genuinely great. And it's this. It's a reversible trench coat. It looks great the other way too, so it is fully two coats. It's a plaid version and it's the navy version. It's water resistant, it's great thickness. I love it so much. And a quick shout out to her shoes too. I know I'm all over the place here. But she's wearing Franco Sardo shoes, which in my opinion are the best low heel, truly comfortable. You can wear them all day. They're good on like a slippery surface, and they're very affordable. So
amazing. Thank you so much to our last model there. Gorgeous outfits, and thank you to you, Darcy. I learned so much, and I just want this right now. It's for me. Thank you.
Hair umbrella for the win. Yeah.
No need to go outside in the rain for our next segment. Next, we learn about an indoor workout that's all about sculpting your body. And later, we're making pizza with the new Capitol Hill restaurant, Roma Roma. They show us how they make their dough and what makes it so special. Also, a hiking guide who turned thousands of miles on the trail into a powerful new memoir, what we can all learn from stepping outside our comfort zones. Want to take your yoga practice to the next level? A sculpt class might be the answer. Be Yoga Studio Director Hillary Paris joins me now to explain and, of course, to show me a full body workout today. Woo, we're feeling good. First, tell me about the studio.
Yeah, so Be Yoga, we've been around for 15 years this year.
Wow.
We're celebrating. We are located in Burien, and also our newest location is in Renton. So we offer heated and non-heated classes. We offer fitness like Be Sculpt, and then also Be Strong, which is a little bit more intense than that, and a ton of beginner-friendly classes, yoga classes for all levels. So
I love it. Tell me about the Be Sculpt class too, because this is newer, right?
Yeah, so we offer Be Sculpt mostly in our Renton location, but we're adding it to Burien. And what I love about Be Sculpt is it just amplifies your yoga practice. So you'll notice when you start adding in those weights, it makes you feel lighter as you're practicing, almost like you're floating, and it's just great for overall conditioning.
Ooh, that's what I want to talk about. Benefits, lean muscle strength. What else can you tell me? What am I getting out of these classes?
Yeah, so the number one benefit is your bone density, I think, and then also just feeling energized throughout the day. So when you add that, you get a boost in your metabolism, and then it's low impact too. So it's really great for people who don't want to jump necessarily. We offer modifications for everything. So.
Ooh, okay. Well, I see the weights. Is this high reps, light weights? Is that what I can expect?
Be Sculpt is a little bit more in the middle, so it's not like technically like a bar class where it's super high rep. But we do a lot of yoga movements with kind of mid-range rep and lighter weights, light to medium, but we're no stranger to heavier weights too, so we often do that. I did give you the 3s today because I know you just ran a 10K.
I just ran a 10K. Good Lord.
I almost gave you the 5s, but
no, that's all you. That's all you, girlfriend. Okay, we are ready to go. Show me the demo.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and grab our weights. We're going to come into a chair pose. Bring your weights right at your chest, and then you're just gonna start with a warm-up. So as you stand, weights come down, and then you'll lower down. Yep, and you can kind of speed that up just so you can get a nice warm-up in the legs. For all my skiers out there, sorry, didn't have a great year, but you can
Here you
add
go.
this.
Just think you're on a mountain.
That's right, we just watched the Olympics, so we're feeling inspired. And we're adding a little bit of a spring motion. So we're gonna hold our chair, pause in your chair. All you're gonna do is step your left foot back. And then lift the chest back up. And then we'll go into some lunges. Now, as we lunge down, we're gonna spring our chest forward and kick those arms back.
Ooh, a little kick back.
And then back into our lunge, and then kick back. Nice. So you're trying to tap your left knee down, pull the belly in, shoulders are soft, neck is nice and lengthened. Then we're gonna add a little shoulder press. You ready?
Okay,
I'm
we're
sorry.
adding on. We're adding on. No, it's good.
We're gonna come down into our lunge, do a shoulder press, and then back into our lunge and do our airplane kick back. Yeah, so you can see how we add in the yoga.
Ooh.
So lunge.
This would make you entertain the entire time because you don't really know what's coming next.
Okay, but are you ready?
Oh no,
We're
what's
gonna
next?
spring forward after this last shoulder press.
Okay.
You're gonna come into an airplane, do airplane kickbacks. Okay. Oh, it's a lot of balance.
Talk
okay?
about balance. So I see where the yoga moves come in.
I know, right? And then we're gonna step back into that lunge, and then back into our kickback. Woo!
Oh,
Try to
geez.
lift the toes up and then back. And you can always modify by just staying in your lunge and doing the kickback. All right, from here, we're gonna step on back to warrior two. So pivot open, and then open your arms up like a T, but palms face up.
Okay.
And then as you straighten the leg, you're gonna do a little bicep curl. So straighten the leg, bicep curl. Yep, and then lunge back down, straighten your arms, and then curl. Good.
Woo.
Whoa. Give me 5 more for 5.
I love it. It's always when you're
4.
like, I'm surely done.
3.
Give me 5 more. Give me a pulse.
2. I know, right? And pulse it out.
Yes,
All right,
exactly.
now we're gonna take our hands to our heart and then pivot, set those weights down, and then come to a plank. Now here's where we add a little bit of cardio. We have a little bit of cardio.
Cardio
in every
and core.
class, That's
Okay.
right. So mountain climbers, knees pull in. You can do this, or you can go a little bit faster. Woo!
I love
Try to
that
keep
you're
those
just talking
shoulders.
throughout this whole thing. I'm just focused on my breathing. Okay.
That is 20 years of me teaching group exercise.
It makes sense. Whatever
Good.
you do, I want to do, Hillary.
That's right. We're going 3, 2, 1, and then we're gonna spring forward because it's coming up.
Oh, geez.
Spring forward. Wah! And then grab those weights, but keep the feet a little bit wider. Come on up to stand, and then we'll do some more squats. Here we go for 10.
Whew.
A little fast.
Okay,
9.
and while we're doing this too, tell me about where people can find you, and is this for like all fitness?
This is all fitness levels. I love that now you're talking and squatting. You can find us at beyoga.com. Also on Instagram, beyoga.burian and beyoga.renton. So, and yeah, all levels. We'll work with your level wherever you're at. We can go ahead and pause now, relax the shoulders.
Yes, we can.
I feel like you did an awesome job today.
I can go eat some nachos now.
That's right.
Hillary, thank you so much for being here.
Nice
I
job.
love it. You were very motivating. And I've exercised, so like I said, it's time to eat nachos. I wasn't kidding. When we come back, I get to help vet the viral as we try Bundt pan nachos. Oh yeah, give me all the toppings. It's coming right after this. Welcome back. It's time for Vet the Viral, and it has my mouth watering. Producer Suzie and I are going to attempt the viral Bundt pan nachos. You heard me correctly. Does everyone even have a Bundt pan?
I didn't.
I don't either.
We now own 2 here. But you were saying you have an angel food cake pan.
Yes.
Impressive.
Thank you.
You could still use that. I think the difference is it's just higher and then kind of straight on the sides. This is kind of fun.
Yeah, it is. So how do we get started? I see some spray. Is that important?
Very important. So this is pretty genius. We got the idea from our friends at All Recipes and Nicole, who we love.
I've seen this
There
on
she is.
TikTok non-stop.
I'm over spraying it probably. Yeah, spray it first, and then you just start layering. And so I have things like onions.
Does it matter like what goes first?
No, but
I
just
guess?
realize whatever's on the
At the
bottom is going to
bottom.
be on the top. So,
Okay, fair.
yeah, if you want to go
You
ahead
don't
and
like
I don't like
beans?
beans, so you do your half.
I'll just put a little black beans on my side.
I'm gonna do meat. This is also a great one. You could divide it into halves or
That's
fourths
true.
if you had kids.
If you have some picky eaters in
Yeah.
the family.
And then those are jalapenos, which are great to put on there.
Oh my
I'm going
gosh.
to add some chips at this point, and we just keep layering.
Oh, wait, this is actually kind of fun because
Yeah.
I've seen the sheet pan nachos, but something about the Bundt cake I feel like could be even better. You
Yeah.
got olives, you got
Absolutely.
everything. Okay.
And I like these hatch chilies, so I got those.
Oh.
And really, it is kind of what you like, and you just keep. Oh, we forgot cheese, didn't we?
Yes. So are you like Layering and then chips on top, like
Yep.
layer, layer, layer,
And
keep
here's
it going.
one thing that I saw that she did is this is that liquid cheese dip.
Oh yeah, like queso.
Which I'm sure is just full of nothing but goodness.
Calories, but the best kind.
Right.
Come on.
Okay, and then you can add more chips while I add more meat.
Delicious.
Really, I
so you
love
make
it.
the meat ahead of time, but really besides
it.
that, it's just layer,
Yep.
layer.
And if you didn't want meat, you could use something else, beans only, which is awful, but just kidding. And then of course more cheese.
Of course, we have to
And
layer.
then olives.
Okay, and then how does this cook? What happens when you have everything
so once
that's
we're
layered?
done, we'll put one last layer of chips. Say we did that. And then we
Foil?
just put foil on top. And then we just bake that for about 15 to 20 minutes at 375.
Easy.
That's all you do, yeah.
And
So
one pan to clean, that's also huge.
Genius, right?
Genius.
it's worth the $14.99 at Target for this.
Everybody order a Bundt pan. This is
Okay,
not
so we
sponsored.
did one.
Oh,
So we're gonna
geez.
see what happens. So
Oh,
this,
it's more- it's so
yeah, it just
warm,
came out of
okay.
the oven. So you have to have something to turn it over on.
Like
so,
a big plate of some kind.
Yeah. So okay. So this is what it looks like. And now this, I've never done this. Okay. So we're gonna go like this, and then we're gonna.
That's why it's
flip it
not the
over.
viral. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Who knows what's gonna happen?
That's
And look,
art.
okay, so then we can put some sour cream. Not everybody likes it, so I'll just do one half. And then a little cilantro.
Wait.
And what I saw from Nicole is she put guacamole in the middle, so we have guac and salsa if we wanted.
It's the perfect
Yeah.
circle
Look at
in the
that.
middle to fill with like extra like guac, queso, salsa, cheese. Okay,
I
we
like
gotta
where you're going with
find
this.
the perfect bite.
Oh,
I
I
feel
like
like
that.
this is gonna be amazing.
It's very cheesy, right? Ooh.
I think this would be great for a game if you
Yep.
made this like, for watching football or anything. What do you think? We do vet the virals all the time because we need to vet
Right.
it. Is this something you would actually do?
I think this is actually brilliant because of, like you said, the one pan, you're contained. I also like it that if you had people over, they could just make what they wanted on your side.
Yeah, the
your
picky
side is
eaters
the bean
unite.
side over here. Mine is the beef. You
You
know,
don't
that
like
kind of thing.
cilantro. Everyone's so picky.
Right.
Onions. My brothers are always,
Yeah.
they can sniff out an onion from
Yeah.
a mile away.
And you could even make two of them.
Every chip is so crispy and
know.
delicious too. I think we're onto something.
I think this one's a good one.
Okay, message in if you try the Bundt pan nachos and you also vet the viral because I'm giving this a 9.5 out of 10,
Same.
Suzie. Thank you for being here. And coming up next, a hiking guide who turned thousands of miles on the trail into a powerful new memoir. Coming up, Tammy Azars shares how the Triple Crown changed her and what we can all learn from stepping outside our comfort zones.
It's a new day.
Half of Team New Day plus Jose from Evening Magazine are feeling extra accomplished this week, and that's because we ran a 10K on Sunday, and it was magical, and it was painful, and I'm still sore. New Day producers, Alexis and Spencer, join me now. You guys, we did it.
We did
all
it.
brought our little
Did it.
medal. Oh, there it is. Toot, toot, toot. Shout out to our editor, Marcus, who also ran with us. He, I think, got fourth in like the entire race.
won the whole race,
He
basically.
crushed it. And then Jose did a 15K, which was incredible.
Insane.
I want to know how it was for the two of you, though.
It was really hard. I mean, we all didn't train as much as we needed to. I think we can all agree on that. But, it felt really good to do it. And now to say we did a 10K, I think is so cool. What about you, Spencer?
I know. I mean, like, my New Year's resolution was to do a 5K because I've never done that before.
Oh.
And then we just rocketed it up to 10K because why not, I guess.
Jumped all the way up. No, literally a
Yeah.
year ago, I was like, running is for being chased. And
Same, yeah.
now I ran a 10K. That's crazy.
I know.
You guys, was there anything you would do differently? I know for myself, I didn't stretch before the race or after,
Not enough.
which is not smart at all. I don't know what I was thinking. And I probably didn't train as much as I would have liked leading up to this because I also just thought, okay, I've run a couple 5Ks, I should be fine. But the 10K at mile marker, 5, I was thinking about my life choices.
That's what I started like, okay, enjoy the sights because this is it. And it was a lot more challenging than I thought it was going to be at that point. Like, we're so close, but we did it.
Yeah, I would actually run the full thing before actually doing the race because I only did like a 3K, like 3 miles just every other day, and I was like, mile 4, all the wheels
Spencer,
came off.
you crushed it. You broke, like, look at all of us. We all did. I'm so proud of us.
He did it in less than an hour. I can't believe it.
I sure did.
Spencer did it in less than an hour. I did it a little over an hour. Alexis, you
I was
were
like at
wicked
an hour.
fast too.
An hour 50 seconds. I thought it was gonna be like an hour 20, so I'm just shocked that we even.
Hey, this is an
made
amazing thing. It's March. We accomplished our first 10K. So I say you can get out and try hard things.
Yeah.
Thank you all for forcing me to get out there and do it.
Good job.
And now to our next guest who knows a thing or two about pushing outside your comfort zone. Long Lost is hiking guidebook author Tammy Azar's new memoir. It's a look at the Triple Crown trails and the quiet shifts that happen when you spend that much time alone with your thoughts and the landscape. And Tammy joins me now back on the show. We love having you.
Thank you for having me, and congrats on your 10K.
Thank you.
So proud of you. This is awesome.
I was like, oh my gosh, and now going into your segment with real hard things. But hey, I tried. I want to talk about the story that you're telling in Long Lost. What's at the center of this journey for you?
So this is kind of a crazy story that it actually happened to me. I started out with doing the Pacific Crest Trail in 2016, and I did that because I wanted to be able to talk intelligently about California and Oregon. I had written the book Hiking the Pacific Crest Trail, Washington, and I wanted to see the other states and see how they compared to Washington, right? So I was like, okay, I'll just go do the PCT and see that, and it humbled me. It was very, very hard. It was a really long trail, really challenging moments, and then an unexpected set of twists and turns after that led me to doing 2 of the other major, most iconic trails in the country and receiving what is called a Triple Crown. And that was a crazy achievement that I didn't expect, and I became one of 100 women in recorded history to ever do that. And it's
Tammy, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. It's sort of unexpected, and I didn't intend it, and here I am. So it was really amazing. The book follows the Appalachian Trail, which was the hardest for me. It's also the shortest, which is weird. I just thought the East Coast was more rolling hills, and the trail tread wouldn't be as bad but it ended up just being really, really hard. I struggled a ton, and so I told that story and I cut away to the other trails in the book. So it's just a story of that. Yeah.
And I want to talk about the Triple Crown. You touched on it, but what specifically is it to hit the Triple Crown?
Yeah, so the Triple Crown consists of 3 major trails. So the first is the Pacific Crest Trail, and you can see that in green there. The center is the Continental Divide Trail. So the Pacific Crest Trail is 2,650 miles. The Continental Divide Trail is 3,150 miles approximately. And then the Appalachian Trail is 2,200 miles. So yeah, that is considered the Triple Crown, and there's actually an organization that keeps track of how many people have done this and that kind of thing. So yeah.
And you talked about the Appalachian Trail being the hardest. What about it? What stood out?
Oh my gosh, it threw everything at me. At some point, I was like, okay, now I'm just mad. It's me versus the trail.
It's mental.
It was so mental. I mean, well, first it started off with an airplane ride across the country that gave me a virus, and you can't test out there, so is it COVID? Who knows? So you're hiking and you're sick. And then from there, it was like my immune system was struggling, and then I just kept catching things. And then I had 2 ice storms and hurricanes and the trail tread, and it was like, at some point, I was like, all right, dig deep here, because I really want to quit.
Yeah, what made you continue? What was it in your brain that's like, you can do this?
So that's part of the book, right, is the struggle, because the physical part, as you learned with your 10K, is you just stick with it and you keep going. It's the mental part that's going to be slowing you down. So your options on any through hike are quit and go home or stay. And anybody who has a goal knows how painful it is to give up on that goal. And for me, that was the hardest thing ever, was just saying, I'm a quitter, I'm gonna stop. So I pretty much got to this really deep part of my struggle in my soul where I was like, I am not gonna stop no matter what this trail does to me. And it was this fight. And I pushed through that voluntary suffering. And the other side of that was tremendous joy and fulfillment. And that's the lesson in the book. And that applies to every single person, no matter what you're going through, career changes, challenges with relationship, whatever it is, And so this book obviously appeals to a lot of people other than just hikers, because it's a story of human nature, human suffering, and the ability to have the option to quit and go home or to stick with something.
Definitely. So is that what you want the takeaway to be then for people, that you don't have to pick up this book if you're not a hiker? You're going to get something out of it.
Absolutely. And I've been getting emails from people that have read it that are like, wow, this book is incredible. It's changed my life, in the sense that I've been able to sort of see the suffering and see what you went through and see how you were able to stick that out. And to be clear, this isn't a victory lap. I laid it all out there. I made sure I told the story the way I felt it, because I wanted to open myself up in this very vulnerable space and let people know, you know, I'm a guidebook writer. I literally hike for a living. So you would think, oh, this is going to be easy for you.
Piece of
no
cake.
problem. It was certainly not. And there was so many moments where I was just questioning, why am I out here? What am I doing? What is the purpose of this? And so with all those doubts going through my head, it was really an interesting thing to have actually finished. It was kind of shocking, quite frankly.
And why did you want to write the memoir now? Why was this the perfect time?
Honestly, it just wouldn't leave me alone. I just kept thinking about it, and I was like, you know, it's really a human story disguised, wrapped in a little trail, is what it is. And it just kept giving me lots of motivation for, like, maybe this could help other people, or maybe it would just be an interesting, fun adventure story too for some folks to read that want to kind of escape their life and read a book about being out in nature when life is, you know, crazy and throwing stuff at you.
Really quick before we leave, where can people get it?
Online bookstores, obviously, or anywhere locally. And I also have other books, but yeah, this is my new baby.
Well, we're so proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank
what
you.
an accomplishment. And thank you for being so supportive on my small accomplishment.
It's great. Don't ever give yourself less praise than you deserve.
Well, thank you. And coming up next, if you're looking to start on your weight loss journey, it could seem like a long road ahead. Virginia Mason Franciscan Health doctors share some medications and even surgery that can support. Starting your weight loss journey may be the hardest step to take, and there are many options, including medical procedures, that we're exploring here today. And here to tell us more are doctors Mahmouda Tassim and Shanley Deal with Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. Thank you both for being here. I know you're both very busy, so we appreciate your time. Dr. Deal, I want to start with you. Why is maintaining a healthy weight important?
Well, you know, it's really the foundation of all aspects of your healthcare, and it really comes back to that and influences all disease processes. So really developing that foundation and having healthy habits and behaviors to impact all of those areas is important. And that's why we spend most of our time focusing on that in our practices at Virginia Mason Franciscan Health.
Definitely. And what factors should really be considered when someone's thinking about how they need to lose weight?
We really value a multidisciplinary approach, so tackling it from both dietary changes, lifestyle modification with activity and exercise, thinking about what medications might be helpful to achieve those goals, and then considering surgery in some cases where we think that that benefit is significant, helps us really take care of our patients better.
Definitely, and I want to get to you. So you specialize in medical weight loss. How do weight loss medications serve as a tool to help with lifestyle changes?
To piggyback on what Shanley was saying, you know, we approach weight loss by four-pronged approach. The focus is on lifestyle, and the lifestyle mainly is what you eat, when you eat, how much you eat, why you eat, where you eat, the food choices. And the second is activity. That is the most important part of weight loss. You are helped by taking a medication or having surgery or doing both to achieve the first two. So lifestyle is a must. It has to happen for you to be successful. So for instance, you have not eaten good all your life. I can give you a medication, and if you take the medicine, what will happen is without you making any effort, your intake will go down. And when your intake goes down, your weight will come down, but you won't get the effect you want unless you make those dramatic changes.
It makes perfect sense. And who are good candidates for these medications, would you say?
So at this time, the FDA approves medications only if we go with a BMI, we use BMI. It's not a perfect tool, but that's what we use. So a BMI more than 27 is who qualifies for medications. Anybody with a lower BMI, lifestyle is the main focus
Makes sense. And Dr. Deal, I want to get back to you. Surgery sounds like an extreme measure, but you specialize in bariatric surgery. Can you explain what that is?
Yeah, so these are surgeries that are intended to be really powerful tools that change the internal plumbing of your body to help you achieve those goals and work with lifestyle and dietary changes. They're really for folks that have a BMI, which is that relationship between your height and weight that we base things off of. If your BMI is over 35, you qualify for surgery. Or if your BMI is over 30 and you have type 2 diabetes, you also qualify for surgery as a consideration in that kind of multidisciplinary approach to help people lose weight and keep it off in the long run. But they really are powerful tools. They're not the cure-all, and it's also not a last resort. I look at it as a piece in that puzzle of helping people achieve their goals, especially if they need more significant weight loss.
Can you tell me too about the recovery and what that looks like too, having a surgery like that?
Yeah, so interestingly, these are very safe surgeries, exceptionally safe. It's a one-night stay in the hospital, and people recover pretty quickly. It's not much different than getting your gallbladder out or having a knee replacement. In fact, it's a little easier than that. And so modern medicine's come a long way with surgery these days.
Well, that's great news. And Dr. Tassim, I want to get back to you. Weight management clearly has a multifaceted approach. What are some steps that people can take to really start their weight loss journey today, would you say?
I think the first approach, when you look at weight, it's a big spectrum. You have little weight to lose and you have a lot of weight to lose. And so it all depends on the patient and how they want to approach it. But the first step is actually talking to your primary care provider. They are the source. They can if they are comfortable, they can start the journey for you. And if they are not, then they can send you to somebody that has more know-how on how to help you with this, right? So it's a wide spectrum. So I would say the most important thing for patients to remember, if you want to see a provider for weight loss, make that a separate appointment. Don't lump it up with other things. Then the focus is not there. It's all widespread. There's so much other issues to talk about. So if weight loss is important for you, please make that appointment up front as a separate.
Great advice. Thank you, ladies, for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
And to learn more information, just visit the website that you see right there on your screen. That's vmfh.org/weight management. And coming up next, a brand new restaurant has arrived on the Seattle pizza scene. Next, we're joined by the chef from Roma Roma to make a pie of our own and learn why their food is a cut above the rest.
New Day Northwest is sponsored by Virginia Mason Franciscan Health.
It's a new day.
A fun new restaurant just burst onto the scene in Seattle's Capitol Hill neighborhood. Roma Roma is a pizzeria bringing Roman-style pizza to the Northwest. And owner and chef Forrest Brunton is here to show us how they do it. Thank you for coming on the show, and thank you for bringing pizza.
Of course.
It's one of my favorite things to eat. Before we get to making everything today, congratulations on the new restaurant. Tell me about the pizza.
So it's Roman-style pizza, which are these long rectangular pizzas, and we do them by the weight. It's all taglio, which means by the cut. In Rome, they do it by the kilo, and here in America, we do it by the pound, because we're not dirty commies. And we just, so you can get as much or as little as you want. It rotates. We have different seasonal flavors. We usually have like 8, 9, 10 different flavors. And we brought a few here today, along with some of the dough. Which is kind of like a big part of what we do, is our long, slow fermented dough.
Okay, well, I feel like we gotta get started with the dough, right?
Okay,
do we need to do that? We're seeing some of the pizza there now. That looks so good. I wanna get going.
Okay, so we're gonna start with some water. Our levain or starter. And you always have to name your starter.
I was gonna say, I haven't heard that before, but got it, okay.
And ours is named Avril levain.
Oh, got it. There's a story there. Do you have a favorite song? No?
No, I think it was just wordplay.
Perfect.
Then we have our flour. We use a 00 flour that's specifically formulated for this long, slow rise. We have a little bit of diastatic malt powder, which kind of feeds the starter and helps it along.
Yeah.
A little fine sea salt and a little olive oil. So we're gonna mix this up, and what you'll see is this is a very high hydration dough. This is about 80% hydration. And so once we mix it up, it's not gonna look very thick. It's gonna look pretty loose still. And And that's because the gluten needs to develop. So what we need to do is over the next few hours, we're gonna just do what's called a 4-seam fold. So we'll take the dough and we will fold it one way, then the other way, 4 times. And we do that every half an hour for about 6 hours. And it'll go from like being this very loose, it's sticky and it's loose. And then eventually it'll be tightened up.
How long does it take to get to this next process that you're going to show? Like,
so we would do it for 6 hours at room temperature, and then we will put it in the fridge for 48 to 70 hours.
Jeez.
And then we end up with something like this.
Ooh.
So
Okay,
this
yeah,
is the
not
dough
as
that's
sticky.
like ready to go. Yeah, and you can see it's kind of bubbly. It's smooth instead of rough like that one was.
Definitely.
And so, but the thing is about that is that even once we do that, it's still going to be very elastic. So we can oil our pan, but what you'll see is it doesn't just stretch out to the shape of the pan very easily.
Really?
If we stretch it out, it's going to want to pull right back.
Yeah, it's almost like
And
gack,
so-
you know?
yeah.
Slime, if you were a kid. Anyone? Maybe just me.
I remember.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Someone? Anyone?
Had it on my He-Man set.
Exactly. This
Probably
is like...
dating myself.
Well, same.
Yeah, so you can kind of stretch it out, feel
But it goes back.
But it's going to go back. So it takes a while to stretch. So over the next 3 hours, we'll spend the first hour and a half stretching it every 30 minutes until we can get it fully to the shape of the pan.
This is a real labor of love.
It really is. It is. A lot can go wrong.
A process, for sure.
And so we stretch it slowly as we let it rise, either 3 hours in a proofer or 6 hours at room temperature, until it's in the shape of the pan and it starts to get bubbles.
And now this is like that
So now
rectangle
this
shape
is-
that you were talking
And
about,
this
the
is
Roman
the pans
style.
we actually use.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this or one that's just twice as wide, but this is the shape we serve, is these long ones. And so
Gosh.
now you can see it's risen a little bit. It has some bubbles in it. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to dock the dough. So what we'll do, I'll have you help me with this one, is dip your fingers in here, and then you just kind of like gently poke holes
it's
in
almost
it.
like when you're making focaccia, right?
It is very similar to focaccia.
Okay.
A lot of people compare this dough to a focaccia. We have another dough we do that's alpala, which is a more rustic dough. That's what those are in the front that have a semolina crunchy bottom, but this has that oily bottom. And then, yeah, we just dock it like we're a cat playing piano.
Ooh,
and then
okay.
and then that'll go into the oven.
At
and
what?
At about 550 degrees,
Jeez.
525 to 550.
Okay.
And then we come out and we have our
Ta-da!
dough ready to go. And so now we're gonna top it. And this dough, one of the things about this type of pizza is that all of the pizza crusts get baked off either with nothing on them or with just a thin layer of tomato sauce, and then we add the toppings afterwards, which gives it a lighter, fluffier, airier, more texture, and it doesn't get soggy between the crust and the sauce.
Okay, what's going on here? What are the toppings?
So we're gonna do a real simple white pie for this one. So what you can do is take this mozzarella, and you can be aggressive with it, kind of squish it, and then just take a piece and just set it right like that.
A big piece,
on there,
okay.
yeah.
Jeez.
And we want to go kind of uneven.
Well, I got that, okay. Nothing's perfect over in the Kelly kitchen. Amazing.
And then I'm going to follow you with some ricotta.
Please. Delicious.
Just dots of ricotta.
Is this, so it's seasonal, like everything's changing on the menu. This might be there 1 week and then change the next.
Yeah, some things are, both of the pizzas we have here are new. We just had a kale pizza that we really loved, but that's going to be, today will be the last day. We'll keep changing the pizzas. There's some that we always have, like a pepperoni.
Definitely.
Or we usually have this one. This is our white pie or our white hot, as you'll see later. And then we just sprinkle just a little bit of regular mozzarella over the top.
And then when that bakes, what happens at the end?
And then a little garlic oil.
Oh.
Then we bake that one, and we come out with this.
Ooh, yes.
Which is all ready to go.
And we top it with something special, right? What are we topping
and then
it?
right here we have our Parmesan chili crisp.
Ooh.
So if you want to just ladle some of that on there.
And that just goes anywhere? I don't want to...
No, you can ladle it on.
Okay, yay. I like spice. Is this kind of spicy?
It's got a little kick to it.
A little kick?
Yeah.
Can't wait to try. And while you're cutting me a piece of all this, what else did you bring here? What are these flavors up here?
So we have our patatas bravas, which is based on the Spanish dish. Here, I'm gonna just put a little
you're
on
like...
there. Don't be shy. Let's.
Okay, this one you
have
were
to lean
saying...
forward so you don't mess up your outfit.
Fair enough. And then what was the second one?
And then the other one is our braised beef cheek. It also has some red wine, some vermouth braised radicchio, and some celery root puree on there.
Amazing. Okay, and while I'm tasting this, I see so many drinks here too. What can you tell me about what you brought?
All right, we have a few different drinks, starting off with our non-alcoholic. This is our, we do Italian sodas with house-made syrups. This is
to die for.
sea buckthorn and clove. And then we have some, we always have granita and we always have bubbly wine on tap. So we have two of our drinks. This is a scropino, which is a traditional drink with Prosecco and lemon granita. And then this one is our Luna di Sangue, which is our original for us. It means blood moon. And it is Lambrusco, which is sparkling red wine, with a bitter orange granita.
Holy moly. Everything I'm trying right now is so good. Where can people find you? And when did you guys open? Because this is amazing that you already are getting so much love.
Yeah, well, we just opened about 3 weeks ago on Capitol Hill, 12th and Pine, right in the 12th Avenue Arts Building. And yeah, it's people have been responding really well. We've been really lucky and having a good time.
I can see why. Had a blast with you. Thank you so much. And now I know what I'm eating for lunch today.
Awesome.
And thank you to you all for spending time with us today. For more New Day fun, subscribe on YouTube and be sure to download King 5 Plus for free. Don't forget to enjoy your new day, and we'll see you next time.